Everyone, glad you're here. Thanks for waking up with us on Daybreak. We want to start with this live view of the radar. You can see more conditions are just intensifying and growing really as the morning progresses. We have team coverage for you this morning. We have Brittany and Matt joining me here in the tracking center. And Sarah is just getting pummeled out there with the wind from South Haven. We'll get to her in just a few minutes and we'll get a check of the traffic commute in just a few seconds. But want to begin with you, Matt. Look, things are intensifying before our eyes by the second.
Yeah. If you tuned into Blake Arms yesterday, he was talking about the snow developing right around daybreak or prior to it. We're now seeing that happen, and it's going to be with us basically over the next 24 hours, something we're just not used to. We should be used to this time of year, but we're not because we haven't had much winter to deal with. Okay, here's the latest on Storm Track Live radar. We have the snow pressing through the area. It's mostly light to moderate snow, but then we're going to see it transition to more lake effect and kind of hug the lakeshore areas later on this afternoon. In the meantime, though, you can see those snow showers out there pressing inland, 1.5 mile visibility, moderate snow in Allegan. Everybody else doing a little bit better than that. 2 miles down to Kalamazoo. Here's a live shot, and this is going to be a two-faceted situation. We're going to have to deal with the snow, and it's going to be accompanied with a strong wind, and both of which are going to be the most intense at the lakeshore. So if you have travel plans that take you towards the lakeshore area, that's not going to be ideal today. You can actually look closely right there in the center of the GVSU campus. We are starting to see some of that snow accumulate on the grassy surfaces. Roads mainly just wet at the present time, with current temperatures actually just above the freezing mark in most locations. Those will be staying steady today as the wind chill goes down. Currently it's in the 20s. Here's the latest with the warnings out there, which does include Allegan, Van Buren, Berrien, Cass County for 4 to 8 inches worth of snow. There will be a sweet spot or two with a little bit more than that here and there. And then you can see the advisory out there for about 2 to 5 inches worth of snow. In Grand Rapids, I think we'll get by with about 1 inch of snow out of the system. And again, snow showers are going to pick up in intensity at the lakeshore, Donovan. I'll have more specifics on this system and, of course, beyond that as we lead up to Christmas a little bit later.
Okay, looking forward to that. Matt, thanks as always. Let's get now over to Sarah Flynn, who was just kind of battling the elements where she is in South Haven. Sarah, we've been checking in with you, and it seems like there's something different you're stuck with every time.
Yeah, it's been on and off for the last 2.5 hours or so since we've been out here. Currently dry in South Haven, but certainly windy, if you can tell. We are seeing temperatures still above that freezing mark. The latest wind speed readings coming from the northwest sustained at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, with top wind gusts near that 40 to 45 mile per hour mark. Now, we were in downtown South Haven for the last couple live shots if you were tuning in. We actually headed towards the lakeshore, really nothing to block the wind here. And I'm going to step out of the way because these waves are so intense. They are crashing over really the barriers onto the sidewalk and onto the beach. That's how breezy it is out here. So not only are we going to battle the elements of ongoing snow later on today, but blowing snow eventually going to be a huge factor for us. So if you absolutely need to head out today, my piece of advice for you is allow for extra time where you're going. I think we're going to have some issues, especially on highways and driving around with cars veering. That's how windy it is out here. And then once we add in the elements like the snow and the sleet and the rain, that certainly is going to cause some treacherous conditions. As Matt mentioned, dry for now, but we are going to see that lake effect kick in later today, and that's when we'll start to see those snow totals really rack up across the board. We'll stay out here for a little bit longer to give you another update, but for now, Brittany, how are things on area roadways?
We're starting to pick up some more issues. We have several in Ottawa County. All 3 of these are cars that went off the roadway, so likely had to do with some slick conditions there in the Ottawa County region. We do, in Grand Rapids Township, have a crash at East Beltline at Fulton, and then in the Wyoming area, we have a crash causing some congestion here. Southbound US 131, south of 44th Street, so plan for some extra time. That's going to be maybe one of those tricky areas here this morning. And you can see slowdowns on I-94, especially west of Kalamazoo all throughout the day today. That's going to be one of those problem areas. You can see these 2 red boxes are going to be the most hazardous areas. So if you're traveling west of Kalamazoo or west of Hudsonville on I-196, plan for some extra time. Those might be a little bit challenging to navigate. I'll have another update for you in about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for staying on top of that. Looking forward to it, Britt.